this. Just hang tight for a minute. Because on my end, it doesn't look like it's up yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is so nice. Oh, it is. We are live on YouTube.
It's up on Instagram also.
Awesome. See, coming together. So we'll just hang tight for a couple minutes, let y'all join for our conversations for clarity. Today is human design and gene keys, and I'm excited. So excited.
Exciting. Jinx.
Huh?
Jinx. We said so exciting at the same time.
Jinx. So excited. Let me get these shared while we're going. We can do that.
Share away.
Share away. Share away. Oh, I can share in our new group too.
It lets you share it in more than one?
I have to do it separately, but yeah. I can
Wow.
share it all over the place. Share to you now too. Share on a friend's timeline. This this screen capture is awesome. I love it when Oh, okay. I'm good now. That's all up.
We're all set?
We are all set. So
we have people that have joined.
Awesome. Welcome to Conversations for Clarity on this beautiful January 20th,
2021.
2021.
The first of 10 palindrome days.
Ooh.
Beautiful portal that is open today.
Ooh, that's a fun. Did you see my photo that my husband caught a bald eagle?
I know, I saw that. That's beautiful.
And I looked at the totem, and it's very fitting for today in my world. So it was really cool. Super awesome symbology, and there was something else that I'm not going to share that was actually interesting. I'll share with you after the fact because I don't piss some people off. But there was an interesting aha. I was like, oh, that another thing that happened with birds. It was pretty funny. So
beautiful.
Yeah, so today you want to actually introduce yourself, and then we'll.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even introduce ourselves.
We just come guns blazing always.
I'm Celeste, also known as Mothering Healing on Facebook and Instagram. I am a spiritual medium and a life coach and a teacher. I just love to guide people to step into their true, authentic selves and be exactly who they are designed and meant to be here in this world.
I love it. And you're just sitting there in your throne. That's what your and I am Stefanie Joseph. My business is Soul Aligned Services. But really what this thing for me is just the conversations of opening up space to just chat with all of you amazing people. Community is huge for me, and alignment is really big. Aligning to who you are, and getting out of the boxes. So, and today we were talking about human design. We actually have our first guest that's ready to join. So I'm going to let them in. And we are today talking about human design gene keys. We're actually going to look at a few people's profiles. So we have our first guest that's on. So if you can go ahead and let me see if I can ask you to unmute.
Might want to check in.
Hello. How are you doing?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Is this Sherelle? Is that how we say it?
Yes, this is Sherelle.
Awesome. Good.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. We're excited to do this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. In fact, let me actually share the part on here so we can start talking about what this is. Hold on one sec. This is fun. You're playing with us on our first time doing this in our new little structure. So thank you.
Yeah.
I meant to get that's on my other computer. Where did you go? There we go.
So Sherelle is a 3/5 projector.
35K. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And so you all can see her profile. Let me blow this bad boy up.
Oh, shoot. When you do that, it messes up the whole Instagram.
Oh, shoot.
See,
we're learning. Thank you. Bear with us.
I mean, I guess it just shows I guess it just kind of shows the chart. I don't know what else to do.
Just let it show the chart. I think that's good.
Just have to see a chart.
Yeah, that's good. Because I think it's important to be able to, we can talk through it too. So
I don't know how I could show the whole thing. I don't think I can do that.
Maybe if I make it smaller. Oh, because you have, it does the.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll
Look at our chart today and hear us talk.
Yes. Hey.
It's
all
perfect.
right. Let's start. Sherelle, have you looked at human design before? What's your familiar? You have. Okay. So you just listened.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have? Let's actually. How do you want to start, Celeste? This is new for all of us.
Well, I don't have to go into a lot here because Sherelle is familiar with human design, which is awesome. But again, she is a projector, a 3/5 projector. So her whole life lesson is to trust. She has to learn to trust that the universe is going to bring what is right for her, and then she will be invited into situations. And like that's the big thing for projectors, is to relax and trust, and just trust that you're going to be seen. You will be seen by the right people that are meant for your path, for your journey, and then they will give you invitations to situations, jobs, relationships, things to do, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, Cheryl, do you have a specific question, or do you want to just have what's popping? Because you know the human design side, so I'm excited to talk to you about the Gene Key side. But I want to see if there's a specific direction or conversation.
I think just go wherever it flows.
General? Okay. I will do that. I love it. Okay, let's dive in. So the beauty of when Celeste and I have been talking about combining, they come from the same origins. They come from the I Ching and the same birthing. In fact, you can match up on the human design side on the gates with where they fall in the same people every single time. So from Gene Keys, I love to start with this top one, and it's in your incarnation cross. From a human design perspective, so you can see the 43 and the 43 are joined together. So from Gene Key, there's 3 levels that we look at when we are feeling into it. So life's work is really how you show up in your day-to-day. It's not about, you're going to be a plumber. It's how you show up as a plumber in your life. And there's the 3, they're not levels, but 3 points to consider. So the bottom one is what in the Gene Key world they call the shadow of deafness. And for that, so basically, how are you showing up? Are you in a business? Do you own your own business?
Yeah. So I actually just started my own healing business recently.
Perfect. So this also, from a business perspective, is also your branding messaging. So the shadow of deafness, I love this one because it's in my chart. So deafness is kind of we have all of our 5 senses, and then we also have the plus senses that in the healing world that the mainstream society really talk about. The deafness is like not listening to those other senses that we have, our physical senses as well. So it's just that muteness in the world. Like we're deaf to hearing the insights, to hearing those messages that come through us. So as a healer, I mean, this is pretty powerful life's work from that perspective, because the gifts actually come from the shadow. So the gift of insight, Celeste, what's popping for me is maybe even talk about the correlation with the head and the ajna being open, but that insight coming from that deafness, it emerges from that deafness. So because that, you basically like contemplate in your life of times where you were kind of walking through like this, la, 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 is what's popping for me. And how you felt kind of closed off from the world rather than leaning into those gifts and the messages. that you're receiving. Is that making sense?
Mhm.
And then
she also has the defined spleen, which is purely intuition, which is our intuition center.
yeah,
So she has that instant intuition also.
that makes sense. Yeah, right here. And so from a branding, the branding message is really talking, like when you're talking to your people, you're talking about trusting themselves. You're talking about like what does insight, so this is stuff that you can contemplate afterwards, but what does insight actually mean to you? And as you're talking to your people, those that are waiting and listening for your message, you get to share it from that perspective, that they have the insight within them, right? We all have the answers within ourselves. And how can we overcome that deafness, that mundaneness of life, and really like value what's coming from within us?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And then moving down here. So this evolution, so again, part of your incarnation cross, you can see the 4323 over here. This is one of my favorite. All of them are. I guess I need to stop saying that. But this is such a fun one to contemplate, because so evolution is our life's lessons. It's a conscious, it's in that the personality, the conscious trait. You're going to experience these lessons throughout your life. And it's not something that you'll overcome. Like, so the lesson that you'll be experiencing is this complexity. Does that resonate with you?
Mhm.
Yeah. But the gift that this is again conscious, so you bring this naturally into this world, is the simplicity. So even though you'll be experiencing lessons around making things complex, or complex relationships, or complex, even like maybe overthinking how to market your business, like that, it's really about going back to the simple things, going back to it simple and insight. I mean, hello, those are beautiful gifts, especially even in a business perspective, personal life, obviously, but keeping things simple and trusting yourself.
Yes.
But being aware when the complexity comes up and not judging it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Celeste, do you have anything to add?
Well, this kind of ties in with her profile and her cross, obviously, because that's the line that it's on. But she's a 3-5, so she is all about trial and error. Her whole life is going to be about those lessons. And again, I try to reiterate to people that it's not about trying all kinds of things throughout your life and failing at them. It's about trying all kinds of things in your life to gain knowledge and experiences to then be able to share with those around you. And her cross is the cross of explanation. So that comes, I mean, they go hand in hand, and she's a projector. So she's here to guide people. And so she needs all of these lessons to then be able to explain and guide others.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What's popping for you, Cheryl? Anything?
Oh, it just makes so much sense for me.
Let's see, what's else? It gets so small on my screen, so I'm just have it on my other computer. So sorry if I have to look away, but so you just started a business?
Yes.
Okay. This culture is the culture that you're creating in your business. And I like to, the 20, again, we can send this over to you so you can look at these words as well and just fill into them, and go to genekeys.com at any time, because there's a lot of free resources there that Richard Rudd provides. But this is the culture that you create in your business. And the line 4 is the network. So we all have these 6 lines within us. It's just what's popping up, obviously, on your birth time. From a culture perspective, from the 1 to 6, the 1 is the individual. The 2 is partnerships. 3 is a unit, like a family unit. And then the 4 is the cluster of those family units. And so when you're thinking of your practice or what you're building in your business, your culture, what you create is you're actually teaching segments of people how to communicate in a larger whole in that network. Is that
Okay.
so?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go on.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not, I mean, what I love about the culture from a business perspective is, again, you have all of them in. So it doesn't mean you can't work one-on-one with people. And it doesn't mean that you're not. So the 6 is like from the systems, like changing systems collectively, changing systems. So you have them all within you, and you have, but see how the 4 is popping up quite a few times in your design too. Yeah. And from a human design, what's the 4? Because she doesn't have that in general, a 4.
Oh my gosh, it just went right out of my head.
Me too. So it's so important. So just,
Wow.
it's like,
Like,
isn't
I just say it and it completely disappeared.
I know. So actually that's why it's having me jump down to this attraction. So the attraction, you have a 4 down there too. So this is how you attract people into your space, and you're learning the gift. You bring people into your space to learn about delight in your life, joy, love, delight. The 4 in the attraction is about the romance, passion. Richard Rugg talks about it, like when seals are making love, they actually dance in the water together. Ooh, I just got chills. So from a culture side, you're teaching these people to dance together, these different family units dancing together. So, especially in the beginning phases of the business, you'll develop that, whatever that culture feels good, but feel into that and see how you can bring that network into your business, and how, when you're teaching people to have their own insights. Ooh, my right ear just rang. Teaching people to bring their own personal insights and then spread it into their network. Maybe that's what it is. So just kind of be with that.
4 is the
Okay.
opportunist.
Opportunist.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thinking ahead. Yeah. I'll do one more. Yeah, that's the emotional. So this is our EQ. So the SQ, EQ, and IQ is the 7-year cycle from birth till 21. And the EQ is the emotional quotient. So think of a child going through puberty, and this is when you're developing it in your own personal life, where it was marked at your time of birth. The reason why I look at the EQ, I love the EQ. See, I love them all, man. It's like how you respond to conflict. It's really small. I don't know if it's small on your script, but the line 4, see, there's your 4 popping up again, is from at the gift level. So a higher frequency. So these are all just frequencies. So when you're faced with a conflict, you either lean into it with kindness or you can be mean. And see, she's like
That sounds right.
and it's your immediate response to that conflict. And so it's just without judgment, being aware of it, and that it's just because think of when you're in that stage from 8 to 14, right? That
Yeah.
stage of life is you're learning how to deal with your emotions. You don't have the IQ is the later years where you're developing the mental capacity to have the conversations. And so it's just an emotional, immediate response to that conflict. And you might feel when faced in that conflict, constricted or boxed in, like maybe they don't accept. So the gift of acceptance, they don't accept and see you. And so then it could appear like your reaction could be that meanness, like, you don't see who I am. You don't accept and love me. That child in you that's kind of freaking out.
Yep.
Well,
How has it been trying to follow your strategy and authority?
It's been good.
Good.
Yeah. It's
Good.
been, yeah. I mean, I think definitely learning, I think my whole life I've kind of known I need to wait for the invitation. I don't know, I have to wait for people to invite me in, and I've always been like, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this?
Now you know.
Now it makes sense.
Nothing is wrong with you. That's exactly how you're designed.
Mhm.
Yep.
And as the branding, you're just throwing it out there. And in the Gene Key world, he talks a lot about fractals, like you're literally throwing your message, and as a projector, throwing your message out there, and it will fall upon the ears, interesting deafness, upon the ears of those that are ready for that message. And then they'll invite you into their space.
And that's
Yes.
why it's so important for projectors to remember that when they do share something, if someone doesn't come on board, it's okay. It's not that their message is wrong. It's that the message was not for those particular people.
I love that. I have to remember that.
Trust.
Yeah.
Notice when you're getting bitter and mad that it's not working the way that it's supposed to work, or it's, the messaging is not working. A few other words just for you to be with. The radiance, that's like your aura, your radiance. You have a beautiful gift of understanding and forgiveness. I didn't even talk. This top is what is the city. That's like the highest frequency in that key. And we dabble in it as humans. If we were to live in that city, how I understand it, we would evolve and we wouldn't physically be able to be in this realm, but we tap into it. And so and this is unconscious. Again, this goes to your incarnation across that 4. So you naturally bring the radiance of understanding and, forgiveness, and your purpose, bringing in, revolution. Oh, that's such a powerful word right now. Revolution, but seeing when you become reactive rather than seeing how things can be done differently.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. See, I said one more, but I won't. This one right here, and then we'll hop off. But this one is the core wound. So over here, evolution is your life lessons, like what you're learning in this lifetime for your soul's journey. This is what you're healing for the collective, and it's the shadow of control and the gift of authority. So learning where, instead of controlling the situation, trusting yourself to be the authority of yourself. And as you do that with yourself, you're giving permission for others to heal that.
Wow. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
Good. And that the vocation, so in the Gene Key world, this is the Venus sequence. This is about love and relationships. And then the blue is as it relates to prosperity and more into the business side. So when you're healing that core wound, it becomes your vocation of your, like how you serve the greater good. I just got chills in business.
That's like going on right now in my life. So
Yep.
This is really on point.
Oh,
awesome. You're living your design.
Yes, so
There's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, do you have any questions, specific questions? I mean, well, this is fun.
No, that all is resonating with me so much and really is so fitting for my life. So thank you.
Yay.
And trust. My advice, I'm a 1-3. So the 3s, remember not to run from, but run into it. So you're going to be learning stuff, but we sometimes can be escape artists and lean in.
Hey.
So,
Just remember, they're all about the lessons.
yeah.
Yeah.
All about the lessons and gaining a perspective.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
You guys too.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Oh, did I mess up your screen? Should I do the other one real quick or?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, there's not much I can do about it.
Sorry, Instagram folks.
Oh. Still learning. We're changing things up, so now we have to learn things differently.
That's right. That's right. Okay, let me get this guy on here. This one. I need to be aware of that. So sharing. So this is actually somebody that commented from Turkey. Celeste had put an Eventbrite out there for our weekly calls. And so this is a new person that neither of us know. So hopefully you are listening and watching on either YouTube or
I'm not sure if they were able to call in from where they were.
Yeah, that's true.
But they'll be listening, so we'll just give them as much information as we feel we should right now, right?
We'll be trusting that. Oh, 1-3.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to start?
Well, this is Buse. I hope I'm saying that right, I think. And what did you say? You looked it up and it means kiss?
Really?
What? How beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. I'm like, oh, isn't that beautiful? And Buse is a 1-3 manifesting generator. Manifesting generators, your core needs, what you really need in life to feel good about yourself is to feel capable. You need to be free to be able to do whatever you love and whatever like excites you and brings you joy. It's important for you to be satisfied with whatever it is that you choose to do for work. And you're here to make an impact in the world and to leave a legacy. And, that's a lot if you think about it, but it's amazing. And you have all of the keys and the energy to do it, being a manifesting generator. You have all of those beautiful ideas to initiate things and then that wonderful energy to generate it and keep it going. Being a 1-3, you are that investigative martyr. So you have an inward focus. It's very important for you to know the nitty-gritties about everything in life and everything that happens. For instance, if you're going to take a trip or a vacation, you're the one that needs to know what time you're going to get there, who's picking you up at the airport, how far of a drive is it, what are we doing, what is going to be for dinner. You have to know all of the little everything. You have to know all of that foundation of everything that happens in your life. And that's not a bad thing. You help so many of us that it doesn't matter. I'm a 6, so I don't care less. I want to be there. We're going on vacation. Great. Tell me what time to show up. I'm going to throw in what I feel. I don't have to know what the itinerary is. I'm going to go with the flow, but it's great to have those investigators because they're usually some of the ones that will set up that itinerary to make sure you have a great time on your trip. And that's a beautiful thing. You're just very driven, and having the 3 on it, you're very driven in life through the experiences and how they affect you. So unlike a 3-5, the trial and error is a little bit different. You still have that trial and error. You still have those experiences. A 3 at the beginning is going to be having all of those lessons in life to then be able to share with others. For you, it's about that inward. It's still about that inward reflection. It's all about those lessons and how they affect you in your life. And that helps you to then be able to help others. You have a sacral authority. So yes, no questions are so important to you. Stefanie is an authority on this now. She has done an amazing job at learning to follow her sacral and her strategy and authority. It's so important for you. You will get answers to any question if it's a yes and no right away, instantaneously in that moment. So start practicing with yes and no questions and you will have your answers right away if you learn to pay attention to your sacral and that inner voice.
That right there is life-changing. So not sure how familiar you are with human design, but that is life-changing. And it could be a physical body. I get the chills. I've been joking with Celeste a lot because I'm going like this, like I'm a very body, like my design is vocal and I feel it in my body too. I have conscious in both and I'm like, yep, but my little bobblehead. So really just pay attention to that, the yes, no. And so perfect example of, what do you want for dinner is a open-ended question. A generator, and you're manifesting generator, but that sacral authority is going to be like, do you want Chinese? No. Do you want pizza? Yes. Like it's going to be that, like just so shift. If somebody asks you open-ended, you can quickly start in your mind asking that yes, no, and get those answers right away.
Absolutely. Yep. Why don't you go ahead and jump in with what's sticking out for you, and we can just go back and forth here.
Well, interesting enough, what stuck out for me when I looked at this chart is the 34 is connected to the throat. And it's a full line connection, which I think has to, from a human design perspective, that helps with the definition. Anyway, I'll just say what hit me. But the 34 has really been a key that I've been contemplating in general, and it's about this power versus force. And this is, I didn't realize it when I first looked at the human design, that this actually is the key that's your life's work. That you are here to bring strength, that power. I think it's David Hawkins wrote a book about it, but the power is really like standing in your power. And think of a leader that has led from a space of power rather than forcing their people to do something. And so as your life's work, as that one, you're the creator, you're here to create situations, places, things that come from that space of strength.
Yep.
The sleeping, I mean, so again, this is part of your incarnation cross. So really like that is what the first thing that popped for me. So be with that. Again, your life's work is it's not saying you can't, you're only here to do one thing. This is how you show up in your life in general and all the things that you do. But that one is really important if you're in a business situation or even just life, but those ones are creators. You create situations. You're here to create a movement in that particular, understanding around strength. So sit with what it feels like in a gift and a frequency of strength, power, versus what it feels like in that frequency of forcing, when you're forcing your views on somebody else, when you're forcing your opinions on somebody else. Yeah, I was just seeing if you had another one that was popping, but no. So that's the first thing, and it's open to your throat. And I'm going to kind of go out on a limb and trust my intuition on this because of what popped in the beginning. And so Celeste, please correct me if I'm not right, but having that direct line to your throat, you have the ability you have the wherewith to be able to speak that strength.
Because that's where the power comes from. It comes from the response for that gate. So they have that power. It's the busiest, it's the most capable of energy in the charts. It's the design of the multitasker, but that power comes from the response. So you need to respond.
Speak that out when you're responding to it. When you get that yes, you have the ability, you're fully defined in your throat that you can speak it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So again, going what we were talking about with Sherelle, the evolution is life's lessons. You're here to learn superficiality. So, and through the gift of self-assurance. So things might feel superficial in your life, like not real or fabricated, or you'll experience different things in your life that brings patterns of that superficialness. But just know that you have within you the gift of assurance, that you know what is right for you, right for your people is kind of what's popping for me. But you will experience that lesson throughout your life, and just again, trust in your gift of strength up here. These two work very well together, the self-assurance and strength. Be self-assured and know your strength within yourself.
I just want to pause for 1 second, just because I have a couple people that have been trying to join my live video on Instagram. And unfortunately, I can't do it that way because of how we're set up. But if you'd love to call in and join us, I think Stefanie has the number. You are more than welcome to call this telephone number that she's putting up right now.
Hold on.
346-248-7799. And the ID is 835-2742-2896. I said I was going to put that and find a way to pin it, didn't I? And I forgot. But I can't have you join on the Instagram video because of the way we're taping it. It doesn't quite work that way.
We'll just be joining you, and then it's
Right.
So please call in, because we would love to have these.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on the other end.
These sessions really are, as you can probably see the difference. Looking at them, I'm not the authority of this abuse. I'm going to hopefully saying your name right. You are the authority of your life. You know your life situations more than any of us. And Celeste and I can look at it and say, these are things to be aware of. But again, take what we're both saying and contemplate it and be with it in your own experiences.
Yep.
Because you, again, we're all about, you have that authority and you have those gifts already within you. This is your design. It's just about pulling them out. So the conversation piece is super fun to be able to, just like Sherelle, oh yes, like that was, to get those responses.
Right. It's so awesome when we can get that feedback from them.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody's listening on Instagram, you can join us or ask questions. We're happy to take questions as we're going through these as well. This is the first time that we've done this type of thing, but we want that structure fluidity. So fluid structure.
Yep,
So if you get in love seat and have a conversation, then please join us that way. In fact, I know we're on Facebook even, and I'm not watching that guy.
Oh, I haven't been able to watch that one either. So if you're asking questions on Facebook, I apologize.
Okay, so Tiffany wanted to join in. Let's see if I can do my number real quick. Let me just send this. See if there's anything else popping for you while I do that.
Well, I can go back to the 34 a little bit because again, this is part of the cross for this one. Buse has the right angle cross of the sleeping phoenix, and that ties into what we were talking about. It goes from the sacral, the line of energy goes from the sacral to the throat center, and it's about doing it, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But you don't want to get lost in your business and taken away from what's important to your soul. It still has to speak to your soul. It has to bring you joy. You have to be excited about it, because that passion, you know what I mean? Making your heart sing, and that passion that it has is what gives you that fuel and that energy to be successful in life.
Mm-hmm. I think Tiffany's probably going to be joining in. She was asking for the code. One other thing I wanted to point out is, again, we'll do the EQ. That's your response to conflict. And as a line 1, the vibrational differences are self-esteem, like question yourself. Like when you're confronted by somebody, you get in that space of why me, or I'm not good enough. And on a human design, having the willpower, that the ego here, undefined, is you're going to be struggling with that. Who am I? Or you'll be pressured to fill that from other people. So just notice when you get into that, when you're confronted in a situation, or that emotional response versus, self-sabotage is the low frequency. Self-esteem is trusting in yourself, knowing your worth, knowing who you are, and bringing that gift of imagination, imagining, like imagination to me is just that, just free and open, and just imagine all that's possible for you, rather than the self-sabotage of somebody's out to get you. So that was, there you go. If you have any follow-up questions, say if you're listening.
Just posted the number for us. Sherelle just posted the number for us.
You.
I know, right?
Thank the village.
We need somebody to have our backs.
Thank you, Sherelle. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
Definitely appreciated.
Go ahead and stop sharing here, but Buse or Buse, I'm not sure how to say that, but if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to, you can email Celeste back.
Yes.
Or respond to
Let us know.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop sharing and come back to us, because we're at that 12:40 mark.
Always, right? Always.
So for those, if we've got time to chat with one more person.
I think if somebody calls in, absolutely, yeah. I was sitting here thinking, we don't want to just talk about the charts every time. So I'm thinking, we might find certain areas that we want to focus on each week. And then if people want to be a part of it, I know many people that follow us already. We have their charts. So a lot of them, we can share specific parts. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I like this because it's the empowerment piece.
Right.
Here, look at this place in your chart and imagine what that word feels like to you.
Right.
Actually, will be really powerful. I like that. See?
Yeah. Yep. So if we can always post like the week before when we're going to do the human design and gene keys, and if they go to the courtyard, then that we have on Facebook, if you follow us on the courtyard, then you'll see the links to Jovian and gene keys so that you can find your own. And then when we're talking about a certain part, you'll be able to join in with us and follow whatever section we're discussing.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Yay. Fluid structure. All right. So we've got.
Hello.
Nope. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I'm new to this. How do I go about it?
You're new to all of human design and gene keys?
Yeah. Well, I actually know a little bit about all of them. Like I've done my human design, but I've never had it like explained to me, you know.
Okay. So what we can just, without looking up, let me.
Yeah, it's hard without seeing your chart.
Oh, I have
What's
how I can show it.
Sorry, say that again.
Get to it.
Okay, you're cutting out. Try again. Say that again.
I am a manifesting generator.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You know what the numbers, the profile? There are 2 numbers.
I'm trying to get it. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We can just talk very high level, and then if you want to shoot us a message.
Oh my heck, where did it go? Sorry, I didn't know it would pop me on like this.
That's okay.
We're learning too, so we just, yep.
So, and does the manifesting sorry, not the manifesting generator, but does this all go with the Richard Rudd, the gene key?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So the origin is the same. So Richard Rudd actually studied with Ra Aru. He did his own contemplation. He traveled the world. So it brings in the I Ching and the human design. They come from the same origin. So you can actually take your chart and piece them together. What he does is it's more of, so I like to think of human design is the blueprint of who you are. And then the Gene Keys provides a roadmap. So he has a bunch of free resources. He does his YouTube channel. Great wisdom. I mean, this man has a lot of wisdom. And so highly recommend just going in. And it's all really about personal contemplation. That's his whole premise is he doesn't want it to be a modality that somebody sits and, okay, I'm going to do a reading and send it your way. And this is how you need to live your life. Because like I was saying earlier, you're the authority over your life. You know your life's experiences. It's just a roadmap of saying, hey, are you seeing these lessons over here popping up in your life? And are you staying in, the shadow frequency, or are you moving in between the gift and shadow? It's just really that roadmap piece. But they do work really hand in hand. He doesn't talk, the piece that obviously human design brings in is the types. And he doesn't really talk much about you're a manifesting generator. So that's sacral. Do you have what's your authority?
Okay, so I'm seeing my type, strategy.
Inner authority.
What?
What's the inner authority?
Inner authority, emotional solar plexus.
Yeah, she's an emotional.
So it's important. It's important because that's not addressed on the Gene Keys side, but you have the sacral, yes, no, right? So you can always get in that space of yes, no, but you have what I like to.
She's a 28.2 for life's work. She's a 28.2.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I was telling Stephanie.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
she could tell just from that. or if she needed the
Oh,
exact.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so the manifesting generator with the emotional authority, so the 28, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. But you have that yes, no, that's sacral, but you have a double check with the emotions. So you're gonna ride that emotional wave. Emotions, like you embody emotions, but you still have that sacral authority of yes, no, which is huge. And that's not addressed on the gene key side of it. And so as you get into contemplating the gene keys, if that's the direction you want to go, it's a
Sorry.
to have that piece. Go ahead.
I was just going to finish on the emotional a little more. When something is right for you, you will feel it deeply. In the moment, that sacral will speak to you and you will feel it deeply. You just want to try to ride that wave of emotions before you make any huge decisions. And if it's something that is definitely correct for you, many times you will actually feel that whole wave of emotions in a very short span of time. So it's really about paying attention to your feelings and not rushing into decisions based on others around you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
Let's see.
So the 2.
Yeah, she's a 2-4.
Hold on one sec. Let me look up.
Her evolution is 20.1. And her life's work is 28.2.
28 is the purposelessness. Let's see, 20. You said what was the evolution?
Evolution, she is, hold on, 27 too. Sorry.
27. So the 28 is, the shadow purposelessness with the gift of totality. So you're total in yourself, but you might feel like you don't have purpose, or what is my purpose? And that's like, but you bring like the gift of totality, and immortality is the city, but the 27 is, oh no, that's not it. 20, sorry, I got my big old shout out to the human design has the human design, what they call the Bible. This is the
right. I have my binders and binders and binders full of papers.
Oh, cool, right now. 27 is the shadow of selfishness with the gift of altruism. So that the evolution is those life lessons that you are personally learning in this existence. And it's seeing where you experience people, events that bring your selfishness up. Where if this is about me, why is everything happening to me? But the gift is the altruism, seeing how it works for everybody. Seeing like you put yourself in a group situation, how you can work and get the best for all involved rather than just what's in it for me. What can I do?
Right.
How does that feel?
Yeah, no, yeah, I feel like you guys are spot on.
Yeah, the other,
it's weird.
The other one that you want to know?
No, I was looking at the 2 from a branding. Do you have a business?
I do.
Okay, well, I wanted to see if that's what's coming to me. I just have to find something in for that too that I was not prepared for. Hold on one sec. Sorry, give me 1 minute. My Gmail, anyway, it's like putting all my stuff together, and I have one thing I know I'm looking for. You already sent that message. Okay, this is what I wanted. So 2. So from a business perspective, so that branding, the purposelessness and what was the gift? Totality. So being, offering, so as a 2, it's all about passion and imagery. So your expression of your business, your marketing is less to do with the content, but actually the story of it, the vision of it, the image of it. And so you're sharing your wisdom and your stories to incite passion in others. So when you're a marketing perspective, think of that. That's where the two comes in. That your marketing feeling like, what does an image of being like complete feel like?
Yeah.
That's the story you're selling to your fractal, to the people that are ready for you. And what is it? What is that image of being like not having a purpose? Like, what does that imagery? And that's you're inciting that passion within them. Aesthetics are important. So when you're doing your content on social media or wherever you advertise, it is pretty. It looks like you. It feels like you. It has purpose. It has just that it's imagery. You're painting a story.
Yep.
What's with culture? So, you don't know that on the human design. I don't know which one it is.
Which one?
I don't know where it shows up on the human design. I have it in something.
Hold on. Give me a second. Culture is on the personality side, or is it on the design?
That's my
design side.
Gotta do the crosses of them. I have it somewhere, but
culture is 34-2.
To partnership. So your culture of your business, you work the best. Again, you have all of them, so you can do all of them. It doesn't mean you're just limited to to partnership type work, so one-to-one work. But that line 2 brings a partnership and can look at things in many different ways. So how do you work one-on-one with people?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I don't know. Kind of, yes. I work in people's homes, and so yes, I'm usually one-on-one with them. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you're working with them, it doesn't mean that you're just working one-on-one. How does the relationships, does that?
Yeah, it's almost like it turns into family. They turn into family, kind of.
Yeah. It says that the second line comes alive when the chemistry is right. When when you're working with the right person versus when you're not. Yeah.
Amazing how well it all fits together, huh?
It is. This is weird. What about the family aspect and all that?
The family aspect?
Yeah, like where does the family fit in, and how does that read on there?
I would look at your attractor field, and I don't know which one that is on the human design, because the attractor is how you bring people into your life. Are you talking about your family or about in a business sense?
Oh no, my family.
My family, yeah.
Like I was kind of going away from the business.
Okay, yeah. So
which one is the attractor?
I don't know.
These are too little for me to read, Stefanie. Attractor's right above purpose.
Attractor is, let's see, let me look on this guy. I know they're too late. I don't know why they get so little when I send them over to you. So the attractor is 38.3 is design, third one down.
12-2.
12.2. So 12. Vanity. Ooh, you have vanity and selfishness. That's interesting. See how they all play together, but so you attract people. So this is your immediate family. Well, really any people and things. What you are attracting into your space is teaching you about the shadow is vanity. So where am I, again, thinking about myself? So your evolution and your attraction actually play together. The gift is discrimination. And I like to use the word discernment for there. Like, instead of what works, I'm going to be vain and think about what's working for me. I have the gift to discriminate, to discern what actually is the best for me. So if maybe you know how your time is spent, or how you literally you attract people in, and you can know right away if they're your people.
Right.
And there's
so questions. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So with the vanity, is it saying I'm like kind of vain, or the people I attract are vain?
Be both, because you're a mirror, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
That
Weird. Okay.
perfect mirror. But they are teaching you about yourself, but in that perfect mirror, if they're showing up that way, there is something within you that's recognizing that. But again, you have the gift of discrimination, and purity is the city that you'll tap into, of understanding that we're all pure at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And those emerge from vanity, right? It's kind of that's an oxymoron. Like, we're taught to put ourselves first, right? And we're not taught to put ourselves first, but when you start putting yourself first, things organize around you, people organize around you. So it's that paradox of being first, but also not being. Go ahead, because it's.
Well, I mean, it's one of the things that we're going to talk about in the coming sessions, but whether your channel, your circuitry is more ego, collective, or tribal, that's how you are meant to show up in the world. And if you're an individual circuitry, then you have to focus on what is correct for you, and that is going to help the people around you. Versus if you're a tribal circuitry, then your focus is more on what is good for the tribe and how is this affecting the tribe. And then that helps you internally. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And we're so grateful that you called in.
Thank you.
If you have any other questions, just feel free to get a hold of one of us and we'll see how we can help you out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So if this has resonated with any of you out there, Stefanie and I are launching tomorrow a new community. It's called The Courtyard on Facebook. We'll add a link to at least Facebook, our posting. If you'd like to go and join us there, there'll also be a link in there to go ahead and find out what your human design chart is, and also your gene key chart. And that way, the third Wednesday of every month, we'll be talking human design and gene keys, specifically about certain areas of the charts. And if you guys have your charts, then you'll be able to follow along with us and see if you have any questions. Sorry, go ahead.
So that feels good, because then it's not just all over, but it's bringing it, empowering you guys to really dive into it and learn.
Chart.
Yeah, learn into your chart. Yes.
Yeah. And then Stefanie and I have also joined up, and we are doing personal human design and gene key readings. We have found that the combination of the two, especially, I mean, it's for everything, your whole life, but especially from a business aspect, it has really been helpful to people to be able to see both sides of it. So if you would like to get a human design and gene key reading, a personal one from the both of us, feel free to just message either one of us and we can help you out.
Yes, we would love to do those. They're amazing. We've done a few, and this is our official launch. So we invite you, if this is a yes to you, to reach out. I'll put a link to a scheduling app as well. And
great. And what are we talking about next week, Stefanie?
Next week is the Courtyard.
Oh.
No, so this, I'll give you a little teaser, and Celeste talked about it, but this is our free community. It's on Facebook. It's really like, I can't say it enough, because I get into the space of imagery. You're just talking about the two, and just think of it like, you're in a college campus, or you're in an apartment building, and you have that center courtyard, that center grassy area. There's a fountain. People are eating lunch over here. They're having conversations. This group is here and there. And that's really what we envision it, that it's that space, that safe space to really explore yourself and have conversations with others that are doing the same. And it's a soft launch. We're launching it with the Rave New Year tomorrow.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
I know. So it's really the bigger vision of it. And I don't think I've spoken enough about it publicly, but the bigger vision is this collaboration elevated. So there's 5 of us that came together and said, hey, let's do this and create this collaboration, a real collaboration of honoring all of our gifts. You know, that Celeste has talked about it. I love the graph of, or the, oh, I'm like geeking out right now. But the image of a puzzle, right? And we're each that individual puzzle piece, but all the puzzle pieces are different. And we envision this to be a space that you can come in and really honor your unique gifts and collaborate with others. Like, I just really would love to see people come in there, and now they're all of a sudden launching a program with this person over here, or we have somebody that's launching, you know, or doing a wellness fair, you know, just, you know, sky's the limit. But it's really that space for collaboration. And the courtyard is that gathering space, that first grassy feel of just really honoring and just being you and bringing your gifts out.
Getting a
And
feel for it. Seeing what sparks your interest.
yes, so it'll be fun. So we're gonna dive in a little bit about that next week and have some conversation around it.
Yay. So as always, thank you all for joining us. It is an honor that you take an hour out of your day once a week to be with us. We truly are grateful for you, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Yes, have a great rest of your day.
Take care, everyone.